Hey guys, what's up? My name is Chris the Big Snowman, and today it is Feedback Fridays, which is like a Q&A sort of session for me from you guys. As you can see, I've got some nice footage in the background so that you guys don't get bored with just looking at a black screen, so that's always good. The first question is from Equili Mario Gaming, and the question is, when is SSS back? And that's not the Suicide Squad, which was around when the Nazis were trying to kill everybody. That shit set up Saturdays, and I think what is going to happen is one of two things. And basically, the first is either it's going to come back and it's going to be shit set up Sundays because Proco got a really cool job where he's working with computers now and stuff like that. So unfortunately, because of the time differences and stuff, it's really hard for us to get on at the same time now. Being it's like when he gets back, it's about 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning for me here. And unfortunately, because I work as well, it's pretty hard just to get back on. So we'd probably be recording that Saturday night and then posting it or scheduling it for a Sunday release. The second thing that could happen is we might be doing like a different series, and we might have two. So what might happen is we've got one, which season 1 is already out. It's just 10 episodes. We might do 10 episodes of something else that might be fun to watch or funny to do or something like that. And then we'll alternate between the two. And we don't know how long the gaps are going to be in between, but we're just brainstorming at the moment and trying to think of what the best things we could do are. Because we don't want to just come out with some crap videos, you know. I personally love the shit setups. They are really fun. Some of them are just stupid. Like, I don't know why I'm saying this, because you guys are probably just going to say it every single time. I can't fucking stand 40 times scopes. Especially with domination. It makes no sense. Like, we're going to do bad. Obviously, you know, there's no way you're going to get kills. Apart from Proco, because he's a fucking badass, apparently. You know, he can get kills with a 40 times scope, as was proven from, I think, the first episode. But, yeah. So, anyway, that's what's going to happen with that series. I hope you guys, you know, are excited for that. And, get onto him. Because it's mainly Proco. I've been sort of like, let's do another season. And he's sort of like, well, I don't know what to do yet. So, get onto him. Go to his channel. Go bug the fuck out of him. Say, look, we want fucking shit setup Sundays back, or Saturdays. And yeah, that's a good series. So that's that. The next question comes from Rowdy Gaming. And this is, who is your favorite American? And I'm not going to say the obvious. I'm not going to say any of my acquaintances from America. I'm going to say Barack Obama. Why? Because 50% I imagine hate him and 50% I imagine love him. So I'm just sitting on the bench on that one. So thanks for that question. On to the next. The next one is like a three-parter. And it comes from Spilf 1998. So the first part, or the second part, but it's going to be the first part on this video, is what weapons do you prefer for different situations in competitive play? And, sir, I can answer this kind of almost thoroughly, but not. The weapons that I prefer for different situations depend on different situations. There's a lot of probing that goes on when you're playing a match. Like, if you're losing, you kind of need to pick a weapon that's going to kind of give you a little bit of a boost, you know? Like, if you know that you've got a strong weapon to go to, and you know you're going to have to get up in people's faces, then obviously pick a high fire rate weapon, like the AAK or the ACWR. At the moment, a lot of my team are using the ACWR because it just seems to be good. Like, if you can control that at long range, then you will dominate. Like, it's just one of those guns where if you know, it obviously squishes people at short range. There's no doubt in that. But if you can control it at long range as well, it destroys people. Recently, I've been into the M16A4, though. It is a really good weapon. The only downside is when you panic and you misclick, it seems to just jam up on you. And that's a bad thing that can go wrong. So, you know, you're almost certainly going to get killed, which is a bad thing. And on to the second part of his question, he put, I am really curious on what goes through your head while you play. I mean, you always do well and you always have the right positioning. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the new DLC. Keep up the good work, mate. So thank you for that, you know, means a lot. But my first things or thoughts on the DLC are this. I am kind of a big fan of the new DLC, but at the same time, I'm not. The one major gripe that I have with the new DLC is the big frame rate hit that it gives. For some fucking weird reason. I mean, there's no reason for it to happen. I think it was just like a glitch on their part. But and it also, like, they reused a shit ton of like assets from the old maps. So they're not I mean, they're new maps, yeah. they are, but they reused a shed load of stuff from the old maps, like the Shanghai buildings are in there. In fact, most of it is just all Siege of Shanghai. I mean, if you look around it, if you go into spectator mode and go and have a look at some of the buildings and stuff in there, I mean, I'm not saying, obviously, this game is built on the looks. I mean, it is. It's a very, it's a game that people buy because they're like, oh, I want to play a game that looks good. But my main thing is just like, yeah, I mean, that's lazy to me. If you're going to charge for DLC, then just give us original DLC, give us something that's completely original with each map pack. Because otherwise, I mean, I think it's, what is it, like £12.99 per map pack if you don't have premium or something like that? It's not much, but then if you're charging every single person £12.99, and think about how many people play your game, you're charging a shitload of money. Essentially, you're getting, like, I don't know, a lot of money back from people, and I think that they should have put that towards making new assets for the maps, making them more interesting. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Other than that, the actual infantry gameplay that you get out of those maps is brilliant. I love it. Domination game mode on the map with the train on it. I'm sorry that I don't know the name of the map one, the train map one, but if you can work that map to your advantage, it's brilliant. Camping spots on there and stuff like that, it's just awesome. You can push up. It's a lot like, see how I'm playing Metro right now? I used to do this when I played like ages ago as well. I'd push up all the way to the end and I'd just work that whole right side of the map. You can watch pretty much everybody attacking you, and if they're a bad-ish team, you're gonna dominate. Like, as long as you can hold your spot. And I was holding most of this by myself for the most part until Proco managed to push up, and he was just sort of like by my side, and we held it for like nearly, I don't understand why the tickets were this high on this game mode. There was like 500 tickets, which is ridiculous, and we held it until 15 tickets until a hacker came in and started one-shotting everybody with an M9 pistol, and I just quit. I was just like, what was the point in that? We spent probably about half an hour, 40 minutes just holding that shit to just be steamrolled by a fucking hacker. I was so pissed off. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop going off and running tangents. That's my thoughts on the DLC. I really, really like it. I wish they'd have brought something out more like the Close Quarters map pack. I absolutely loved that back in Battlefield 3. And I also wish that they would have brought back the gun game, because it was something that was fun to do a couple of times, maybe a month. I wouldn't play it religiously, but it is pretty fun to sometimes pop on there and try and get to the end and beat everybody at it. It's just fun. It's just a nice little side game. On to the bit where we're talking about what's going through my head while I play and why I do well. I don't do well all the time, guys. Like, it'd be pretty boring if I posted up some footage of me just getting demolished all the time, and I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't enjoy watching it. So I do try and do hard, try and do hard. I do try and try hard for you guys, just so that, I can get some decent footage, some decent kills, and try and maybe educate the people that really aren't amazing at the game. And I'm not saying that I am amazing at the game, but I have been playing Battlefield. I've put probably about 400 and something hours into Battlefield 4, which is quite a lot. And I think I put probably about 200, 300 in Battlefield 3, maybe more actually. But yeah, what happened was when I bought a PC to play on Battlefield 3, because I came from the console world, I bought Battlefield 3 and a PC to game on about halfway through the life cycle of Battlefield 3. And what I did was I said to myself in my mind, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get really fucking good at this game because I love this game and I want to do well in it. I want to be able to stomp on people and have a good time. And that's what I set my mind to doing. I surrounded myself with players that were way better than me, and that's something you're always going to want to do if you want to better yourself. This isn't for just people that are generally wanting to play, by the way. This is for people that like really, they're passionate about being better at the game and they want to do well and just basically be able to hold their own in a match. So yeah, definitely surrounding yourself with players that are better than you. Always asking people for help. I mean, like, even though I'm still playing, like, quote unquote competitively, I still always ask people, what kind of tips have you got to give me? Because like, there's never a end to learning. There's never an end to a learning process to do with anything, in my opinion. So you can always better yourself, and yeah, that was that's how I play. In regards to positioning and things like that, it's just something that will get drilled into your head. If you play enough of the same map and you get good on that map, you know the spots, you know the nade spots, it's just stuff that when you're playing, just think. Every now and again, just make sure that you're thinking about what you're doing and why you're moving from spot to spot. Make sure that you have a purpose for it. And eventually, stuff like being in cover and not just running around and stuff like that, it will become embedded into your memory, and you just won't even think about it then. So that's what happened with Battlefield 3. Was I was just playing like that in Battlefield 3, and then I took it over to Battlefield 4 with me. It's the same game essentially. So yeah, playing tactically and just doing stuff like that, it helps a lot. So I hope that answered your questions for this week. Thanks a lot for the questions, guys. I really didn't think that I would get anything back from that video that I posted to do with like the questions and stuff. But if you do have any more questions or anything for next week, or want to pick my brain about anything, then please leave a comment down below, and I will be sure to answer it in the next week's Friday episode if we get enough people to ask me questions. If we don't, then this is where it ends. But it's been fun. I like communicating with you guys. It shows you guys that I'm actually a human and I don't just play. Well, I'm sure it doesn't, because I haven't spoken anything about my private life, but I don't just play Battlefield, and I am pretty friendly, So if you guys have any more questions, then please don't be afraid to ask. I've been Chris the Big Snowman, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, guys. Bye.